Hello students. Today we will read History, chapter number 7, Tribes, Nomads and Settled Communities. This is very interesting chapter. Why? Because till now we have read about the different empires in the medieval history and about their construction and their craft work. We have read about different kingdoms, how one ruler settled his kingdom, what are his special working in his time period and how he declined. Till now in class 7 history we have read empires, about rulers and many other workings. Then we have read about the architectural work in the country that is all about India. But we have left an important part of India, that is the person living in the forest area. That is the name of our chapter, Tribes, Nomads and Settled Communities. Let's begin our chapter. This is module 1 of this chapter. The rest 2 module will be further. Students, over the century, important political and social economic developments had taken place. However, the social change was the same everywhere because different kinds of societies evolved differently. The society went through many changes during the medieval period. The two kinds of societies were, the first is Varna, that is the caste based, and the second is the tribal society that was not classified according to such rules but followed its own customs and traditions. Now we will read about the sources of these tribes, nomads and settled communities. The study of tribal life is a part of anthropology. It is a branch of science which deals with the study of humankind, tracing the evolution and their lifestyles. All these information about the tribal communities collected by the anthropologist. It is their written work which was used by historians as sources of tribal studies. Next, we will read about the tribal societies. We have very little knowledge about the tribal societies during the medieval period. This is because the tribal people did not keep any written records. They followed the concept of oral tradition, that is, their custom and tradition were passed from one generation to the another by their words, that is, they have no written records. They were a closely guarded community and rarely let any outsider into their places of habitation. So, their records were just private to themselves. The tribal usually lived in remote areas such as dense forest deserts, hills, and mountains. As a result, outsiders could not reach them easily and they were unable to preserve the unique and indigenous culture. The tribal communities were engaged in agriculture, herding, and hunting, gathering, and were independent or dependent on the natural sources of the region. Some tribes settled into a particular land while others were nomads and wanderers. Now we will read about medieval tribal groups. There were many tribal groups in the subcontinent during the medieval period, each with their own distinct customs, beliefs, and lifestyles. Students, some were very large and powerful, controlled a lot of territories, such as Bahuluchi tribes in northwestern India. In Punjab, Khokhars and there were main tribes. In central India, the Gonds were immensely strong and territorial, while Cheros, Mundas, and many were hugely prevented in east. And there were many of the tribal group in the southern peninsula. Now we will read about the life of nomadic tribes. Nomadic pastoralists move over long distances with their animals. students, they live on milk and other pastoral activities or their products. They also exchange wood, ghee, etc. with the settled agriculturist for grains, clothes, utensils and other products. The Banjaras were the most important trader nomads. Many pastoral tribes reared and sold animals such as cattle, horses to prosperous people. Changing nature of society. Many tribes and social groups were taken into caste-based society and given the status of jatis. Specialized artisans, smiths, carpenters and masons were also recognized as separate jatis by the Brahmins. Among the Kshatris, new Rajput clan became the powerful in 11th-12th centuries. With the support of Brahmins, many tribes became a part of caste system. Now we will see how tribal groups control trade routes. During the medieval period, some of the tribes became dominant, especially those who controlled trade routes and forest resources. The Mughals were very careful in their treatment towards the tribals and tried to levy taxes on them or extract services. The Gonds, the Ahams were the two most important independent tribal groups of the period. In next two parts, we will read about the Gonds and the Ahams in detail. Thank you.